When I first see the collector, he's spying on me. And he's wearing a Humpty Dumpty outfit to make it look like he's not suspicious at all. And he got here illegally. After going through this very suggestive club with meerkats on poles, I have to find Stripey Tail, and he's surrounded by a lot of girl meerkats. But then one amongst them is definitely not a girl meerkat, if you look very closely. It's the collector disguising as a meerkat with bunny ears, but then very suggestive like. And it's apparent that he's disguising so he can get inside. While looking down the crypt for Don Lu, his dog gets snagged by the collector, and he laughs about it. Okay, so this would be considered dog napping, his first kidnapping charge, and his vehicle is like a flying aircraft, which definitely is not registered. And you have to pick up the dog like that? That would fall under animal cruelty. And he keeps going to different worlds without any ID or passport, so that would fall under illegal entry. After Don Lu and Frida finally got married, they can't even enjoy their time in peace. As they descend into the depths to try to get Mag's car back from Zadude, they crash into the water. I find Zadude being dragged by his leg by the collector, and he tries to send these green things down at me to try to kill me. So, as I'm trying to save Zadude from the collector, I kind of find it kind of funny that basically Zadude makes it to the next level over, which means that experience that the collector had with Zadude didn't go so well, and probably Zadude fought him off. And he attempted to kidnap him, but didn't go so well. Must have been those ninja skills that he got from the sensei. So I'm trying to dodge this thing, and all of this was probably an attempt to try to kill me from the collector, to prevent me from getting Zadude and bring him to safety. And I counted 20 deadly attacks from the collector, an attempt to try to kill me. 20. So there. As I travel Zadude's plane, I find the collector over here. I can't go anywhere, and he steals a lot of food and dolls. Sushi is worth 100 yen in Japan, which is equivalent to 68 cents. Doing the math, that's how much he owes, and that's how much this Japanese old doll costs. Combine the price, and this is how much he has to pay back. And he has to stop entering into countries illegally. As I go across the land to seek the goddess for wisdom, I see the collector taking one of the belly dancing girls in the courts. And considering I don't find her at all in his lair, in any of the cages, what did he do to her? After completing the magician's test, I kind of to realize that Little Big Planet is in danger because of the collector, and that's a form of terrorism. And since creativity is very valuable here, taking it would be considered grand larceny and copyright infringement. As this bear has said, the collector has kidnapped his family, and I will see later that he kidnapped his kid and kidnapped his wife, but I do not know that they're imprisoned yet. Going through this entire lab is very dangerous. It has all these traps, and considering there are soldiers who work for him and stuff, and then Sarge had to kind of go against him and join my side, like this entire lab, lair, bunker thing would be shut down for it's not following the OSHA laws of making a more safe work environment. And plus there's billions of traps and people could die several times. And electrified boulder things, electric lights, electric spikes, and everything is out to kill anybody who works here. So this would basically, even though it's supposed to be against me and stuff, and everybody else is kidnapped at this point in time, this is a very dangerous environment, and could kill several people. So I have to probably charge this under dangerous work environments, and this place would probably get shut down if a couple of people actually go through this enough. Especially this entire giant wheel of death. Like, who is this place even for and stuff? To prevent me from getting close to them, but this is a little much. So I'll have to charge this as dangerous work environments. After braving the horrors of this place, I find a scientist stuck in a TV, and he tells me that the Collector has forced him to build these terrible machines. And going through the whole bunker and lair, I've counted 13 dangerous machines. And the scientist didn't even want to be here or be stuck there. As I went over about this in the bunker, this place is a dangerous work environment, and considering that he kidnapped almost everybody else, what's he expecting this to defend against, exactly? Because in his mind, he kidnapped everybody. So how would he know that it's only me that he has to defend against? I could actually be kidnapped as well, for all he knows. So for collecting 17 dangerous lights in a dangerous work environment, this needs to be fixed with more safety measures. I'll try to go through this fast. He kidnapped a child. I don't know how he trapped a magician. Including Stripey Tail, I counted 9 meerkats down here, and the queen did not like it in there, and she is a queen, so you're gonna get punished. I don't know how he trapped the goddess. The Collector's gonna die for this one. He kidnapped them. As I walk in, I see a bird that's also trapped in here. This is him, the Collector, who tried to murder me and kidnap many people, and says I'll never catch him. And he called me puny thing. Heh. In a split second, the Collector says, nobody can defeat my machines, which begs the question, did he kill somebody else? There's not enough evidence to support that story, but he's trying to kill me with this machine right now. But he's not successful in his job trying to do so. The Collector tries to kill me again with electric balls this time. After surviving the 2 murder attempts from the Collector, I find his big boss that shoots out mini robots. And considering for the life of me I can't count how many, I'm gonna count that as an attack. And the machine itself. Its third form, like, shoots out mini electric balls at me. I have to keep attacking from the inside. This is another form trying to kill me. And then when it presses up, it smashes down and rains electric balls down from the sky onto me. And I can't dodge it. So I'll be counting these 2 as 2 murder attempts. After finally defeating him, after he tried to attempt to murder me several times throughout the course of the story, I figure out that he's actually a tiny person in a robot suit. And he tries to evade me once again when I want to bring him into custody. So that will be considered resisting arrest. Now I figure out the real reason why he does what he does. I'm sorry, I'm not really a bad guy. The reason I don't share is that I have no friends.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Are you stinking serious? You kidnapped everybody and tried to kill me 20 times. All because you have no friends? That's how you plead? I'm sorry, sir, but that is stupid. No one kidnaps millions of people just because they want friends and puts them in cages. People should be your friends because they want to be, not because they have to be, you jerk. But everybody just allows him just to join them and ignore that he's an international terrorist. And that's punishable by death. So as I'm minding my own business in the sunshine and nice trees, suddenly this evil creature shows up. Known as the Negativitron. the vacuum of terror, the evil vacuum cleaner that wants to suck up everything creative and all of Craft World. And he's trying to suck me up into his gaping maw. Objects, the producers' faces, everything, into his weird vacuum mouth. And I would have been eaten too, if not for that weird claw that gets me from the friends of the Alliance. And Avalon mentions that this is an ancient evil. So as ancient, that means this thing has not died for many years, and its origin is unknown. Or so you think. Because it is a reference that basically this creature feeds on negative energy, and there's a purple light that goes over anybody who basically is doing a negative emotion or anything negative in their brains. And even the Negativitron himself says, like at the near end, that we cannot truly defeat him. That I am in all of you. I am all of you. So everything negative inside every single person in Craft World, vanity, insecurity, short temper, self-absorption, they created him. And as a figment of their negative energy, he cannot be charged for his crimes. And he says, if you destroy me, you destroy yourselves. So the true answer to defeating him was them dealing with their negative energy and them overpowering him. So even though over the course of the game, he's kidnapped a bunch of sack people, which don't have rights because they're just robots, dropped his vile goo everywhere, possessed robots and hijacked machines to make them dangerous, and destroyed ships, and tried to kill us several times, all of that cannot be chalked up to him because he's a negative force and not a living creature. And the only way I was able to beat him was that I had to step on his heart and finally kill him, like that. But there was no way to really charge this guy for his crimes because he's not a living thing. He's just a negative force, a tulpa, a thought form given energy by people putting their energy into it. Just like the Babadook in the movie The Babadook. But after I destroy his heart, this planet that he's on explodes, and everything comes out of his little world of containment. I wonder if I should have pulled the plug on this vacuum creature. But anyway, as we pan to happiness, we see that all the creativity that was inside of him come out and rebuild the world. So that makes it our happy ending. Just because people were thinking positive. The Negativitron was a villain, but not one to be charged for his crimes, because there was no penalty to fit his crime for a creature that was made of negative thoughts. So in this new game, I'm literally here, minding my own business. And then I'm sitting on this bridge. And just before I go any further, I just want to mention that basically Newton is voiced by Hugh Laurel, which is the voice of Dr. Cockroach and Steve from Arthur's Christmas. So that's pretty nice there. But anyway, I'm here minding my own business, and Newton here is spying on me. And literally making a machine that modifies the weather. And modification of weather was made into a law that you cannot do in Florida, and it's punishable by 5 years. And also, he's transporting me to another world against my will, which will be a form of kidnapping. And kidnapping across state lines is the closest thing I could find to this kind of crime. So I'm gonna charge him accordingly. And he kidnapped me just because he wanted a friend. Where did I hear that one before? I'm pretty sure there's a villain who actually tried to kidnap me just because he wanted a friend, but it keeps ducking out of my grasp. If I was literally in danger and he teleported me away from that situation, that would be up for debate. But I was not in danger in any kind of way. I was minding my own business in the other world, and he transports me to his world, to the center of Bunkum, to a big mountain. And then I get funneled into his little machine, and I dropped down and hit myself about a couple times in the pipes, and then I get shot out of his little machine. Me bumping myself up in that little machine would count as battery, and that's a crime too. And like the Collector, people should be your friends because they want to be, not because they have to be, jerk. On Newton's airship, which is not really his, it's actually his dad's, but then he made a couple modifications of his own, which is not really a crime because it's a family thing. But the crime he actually wants me to commit is to break into his house, steal from his mother, and get to the Titans, which are evil and destructive. This would basically be considered the crime of inciting a crime, or solicitation. Can't say it right, but anyway. But since it's really his mother's house, he won't exactly be punished that much, because it is a crime, but not a very big penalty one. As we descend down to his airship, he gives us a new invention, something that he claims he made. Imagination made mechanical, handheld inspiration. It sucks. It blows. It's the Pumpinator. But blink and you'll miss it, and you'll see a ribbon with last place on it next to Newton's picture, but he wrote first place on it. And if you ever played the minigame Two's Company, the reporter Felicia actually exposed Newton as being a fraud, but I'll let her say it.
Piece them together on this pinboard so I can get the big picture. All of Bunkum was thrilled when creative genius Nana Pud was set to marry the world's greatest explorer. Captain Pud wasn't just an explorer, though, but also a gifted inventor. When their son Newton was born, everyone thought he would be a great creator, too. He was sent to the Poppet Academy, where he flunked out in the first term. Could a Poppet Academy dropout really build the Pumpinator? Clearly Newton isn't the creator he's cracked up to be. How does it feel to know you helped break the biggest story Bunkum's ever seen?
And I actually played the Poppet Academy, and I actually won and graduated. How could Newton fail? Something so easy. And the Titan itself says later in the game that everything I make turns out to be rubbish, so he's a fraud. As we descend down from his airship in an escape pod, which we weren't in danger of. So, I don't know why the escape pod is flying like this. It's all messy. And we crash very badly. And then once we land in front of Stitch Manor, he says this: a great victory for health and safety, but a thrilling ride nonetheless. Meaning he was driving this thing the way it was. So, our pod was not damaged. He was just driving our ship all wrong. So that would have to be... And my question to Newton was, are you on drugs, Newton? Because that's how this flying makes sense. So after breaking into his mother's house and surviving all of her tools of self-defense, which wouldn't be against her because she has every right to defend her household, I'm literally breaking in to get to the Titans, which is very bad. But considering that I literally destroy her guardian, which was tasked to protect it, that's coming out of his allowance. So after defeating his mother, I figure out his actual plan. He wanted to release the Titans himself, and imagines what they would do with creativity. And then he was told by his mother, remember what his dad said, and this would be disobeying his father, because he must never, ever open the lid. He's in big trouble right now. Newton said before that the Titans were evil and they take creativity. Let's hear what Newton actually said.
Long ago, before the Negativitron nearly laid waste a craft world, 3 gluttonous gargoyles gorged on Bunkum's bountiful creativity. Inspiration dried up. We teetered on the brink of the abyss. They finally managed to capture the Titans. With Bunkum restored to the creative paradise you see around you.
According to Newton's story, these 3 Titans, they gorged themselves on creativity, and creativity is a very valued resource in the Little Big Planet universe. So releasing them would be a type of terrorism, times 3, which is 3 times death sentence. And this is bigger than his parents could actually vouch for him, because he's actually doing this of his will to release these 3 monsters. So, I'll have to charge him for terrorism for releasing these things. And he's an adult, and he knows exactly what he's doing, so don't tell me that he can't be charged for such. Here comes the most dumbest thing he could ever say, is that with the Titans under our control, we can make Bunkum the most happiest, jolliest picnic spot in the whole Magisphere, using Titans that gorge on creativity to create creativity and make it happy. That's like using a nuke bomb to create a city block. It makes no sense. And he's surprised that the Titans would be evil to possess him. Dude, you're so stupid. You are incredibly stupid. I hate you. While in there, inside the Earl Grey tea, he gets possessed by all 3 Titans and says, "Sorry, Bunkum, slight change of plan. What'd you expect was gonna happen?" And he says, "I think I'll destroy you instead." Now the Titans are merged with Newton, and now they want to destroy all Bunkum, which would count as another terrorism charge. And Newton just absorbed that creativity just now, so I'll be charging him for that. And in fact, I'll be charging Newton for all the things the Titans do. Because the Titans were kept in that Earl Grey container, and Newton released them, so that makes him personally responsible for everything the Titans do, and all of Bunkum. So every act of terrorism, every destruction, all of creativity stolen is all Newton's fault for releasing them when they were already contained, and made sure that they would never get out. So I can't hold Newton blameless. He is responsible. After he's had enough, he says, "Farewell, dear friend," and that thing next to him explodes, send me over the edge of the building. So I count that as attempted murder, because he knew that was going to happen. After falling from very high up, I land on this, and I might have hurt myself. My goodness. And the whole house is going down. Not cool, man. And from destruction, he probably killed a couple cats, too. But then the mother says to me,
"What have you done, leading my beauty astray?"
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
she blames me for Newton being led astray, but it wasn't my fault. He led me to the Titans to release them, to keep you distracted, so it's not my fault, it was his. I was just kidnapped and brought here. It ain't my fault. If anything, he led me astray.
He never done no one no harm. He don't know no better.
Are you tripping, lady? Seriously, you must be tripping, cause Newton literally meant harm. He released the Titans, knowing of the destruction they will do. I understand sometimes parents make excuses for their kids, but this is a dumb excuse for your kid, who literally meant harm by releasing the Titans that destroyed Bunkum before. So this is dumb. And you said this earlier.
Newton! I might have known this was something to do with you. You can't trust a word this boy says. He's tricked you.
Yes!
So first you were on my side, now you're saying that I'm the bad person here? Make up your mind, woman. And if he never meant any harm, what was this scene? Newton is guilty. In Manglewood, I find Newton again. Apparently he illegally entered into Manglewood, and he's causing trouble once again. And apparently, his plan is to become the Magisphere's greatest creator, which goes back to the part that he's a fraud, and he wants all creativity. And as he absorbs it all, he'll make sure nobody else gets any. So his plan is to steal all creativity, and not leave anything for other people. So I'm going to charge him for illegal entry, stealing creativity, and a plan to steal all creativity. You're a bad boy, Newton. In a fit of rage, Newton releases the first Titan, which is the second boss level in Little Big Planet 3. And for starters, it takes apart pieces from the swamp. Cameras, tar, tentacles, to make like a big huge monster. And Newton leaves during the scene. And this creature is out to kill us. And I'm going to hold Newton for this because they were already trapped in the Earl Grey container, and they wouldn't have been brought out if not for Newton. So everything this Titan does to try to kill us is Newton's fault. So I'll charge him accordingly. Okay, here we go. Its first attack is trying to kill us with its tar balls, as we're Oddsock, and we have to press this button on the side to send a missile into its face. So that's the first murder attempt. Its second attack has smaller tar balls, and then it gets bigger. You have to jump off the walls and avoid the tar balls until eventually the missile thing button shows up, which you have to avoid the big tar ball in order to get, and he blasts another one into his face. The creature tries to kill you another way by using its spotlight on his head, which shoots a red, fiery, hot beam. And then you have to jump across all the tar, and these platforms are being pushed by the monster in order to kill you. And then that will be another attempt on your life. Once you survive that, then the deadly fiery spotlights of the monster comes to kill you again, and these boxes come down, and you have to jump off of them and jump around them in order to avoid the fiery hot spotlights. If you get it past it enough times, then the missile package will come and you'll blast his face once again. Near the end of the battle, it uses the spotlight again to try to burn you, but then it pulls up this weird platform, and then pulls it back down to the tar to kill you. That's very odd. Once you get into the layer launcher, you get back to the platform, so it attempts to kill you that one time again. This is the final attack of the Titan. He uses a spotlight to set fire to bricks, and he sends them after you, and you have to jump over all of them in order to make it across. And after all these fire blocks are over, then you eventually find the missile package. But in order to get there, you have to wait for some time, and eventually the final hit in the face, and then the Titan is finally defeated. Congratulations. Honestly, this was my favorite fight in Little Big Planet 3. When we come to Ziggurat, we learn from Papier Mâché that the people of Ziggurat were filled with creativity, fisher people of the Magisphere, but then Newton came and ruined everything. And, like I said before, taking creativity from his place, which is a valued resource in Little Big Planet, is to consider a death sentence. This is different than the Collector. As we come up to Ziggurat's peak through an elevator, we find more of Ziggurat's creativity being funneled to Newton. And if Newton actually succeeds, nobody's gained that creativity back, as he eats it all. And I find him guilty of this. Newton monologues about how creative he's become, but this creativity is not of his own, it's what he stole from others, like AI. And he says it's the beginning, dear chums, and he's stolen the creative heart. And the creative heart is what pumps out creativity for all of Little Big Planet. So stealing it is kind of like a very big crime against all of Little Big Planet. So obviously that would be capital punishments for him. Off with his head. And like last time, he has called forth another Titan to come and destroy us. But unlike the last Titan, which took objects from a dump, this is actually taking chains and objects from a Ziggurat, which is owned by people, and crafted together to be made into a beautiful object. So taking this is a form of property destruction. And he says, you have to excuse me, I have affairs of the heart to attend to. So now this Titan is now taking property from Ziggurat to create itself, and has come to destroy you. And as usual, I will charge it accordingly. This is one of the most interesting boss fights of the Titans. The most interesting, not my personal favorites, but I'll try to charge it accordingly from how it happens. Okay, so this chain tries to kill you first, but try to smash you. Making it through this level was very hard, extremely hard. There's little books that could be upset by your weight, so you have to be small and big toggle simultaneously at the right times. I died so many times trying to get to the end of this level on my first run. And I think I still died during this thing. And he tries to smash you this time with this chain. Again, for the second time. And I go. I have to step down. It's a very hard level. And there's like a certain part of this game that killed me so many times. And Oh man. Okay, I think I'm almost gonna die. No. Oh, okay, yeah, I really did die at this point when I was recording. Anyway, and I make it across. That prize bubble was so hard to get, basically. And another chain tries to kill you. But this gear was not its fault. But it was trying to smash you, but it hit something else instead. So that wasn't successful of a murder attempt. I keep going across, and I smash down. I go up, use my weight to shift this wheel, and bounce up. Okay, I'm almost to the end. And then at last, I finally made it. At last. That was hard, but he tried to kill me that many times. Afterwards, it's all buried in the rocks that used to destroy Ziggurats. So that's kind of what you get for smashing Ziggurat. You get buried in your own destruction. And then I smash down, and I smash its inner self, its core. And then we finally defeat the last Titan. And considering about all the damage in the Ziggurat that Newton caused, he's paying for all this in the full amount. You're gonna be broke. After we defeat the second Titan, Paper Mache says such vacuous words of wisdom, but then stuff we already know. The Titans, they promise quick road, but like angry chicken, they cannot be controlled. They play Newton like a puppet, but I'm gonna stop you right there. Let's unwrap this for a moment. Okay, I was minding my own business in another world. He stalked me, modified the weather, stole me from my world, brought me here, tells me the story about how before the Negativitron, 3 gluttonous Titans stole creativity and munched it to oblivion. Inspiration dried up, and we were on the brink of the abyss, if not for the heroes, Oddsock, Swoop, and Toggle. And the reason why Bunkum is beautiful and great the way it is because the Titans have been defeated. And then he goes to make me distract his mother so he can free them, thinking that these destructive Titans that swallow creativity into oblivion will somehow create creativity, which doesn't make any sense. And then he's surprised that they were evil.
What's to explain? He's an idiot!
You are an idiot. You are seriously an idiot. Why did you think this would go any other way? And I already mentioned how much of a fraud Newton is, claiming he's super creative when he got last place in the Puppet Academy and he flunked when it's super easy, and somehow gain a pumpinator out of that deal. Bull poop. Anyway, it also makes it even weirder that Newton wants to be the most creative person in all of Bunkum, and when he becomes possessed, that's his plan, to become the greatest inventor in all of Bunkum, at the expense of everyone's creativity. And he even says, even if that means that no one gets any creativity, it's a small price to pay, which means he knows exactly what he's been doing, and it's been his plan ever since the beginning. Ever since I first got introduced to him, that's been his plan, to release the Titans, to become super creative. So, Newton is a monster, and you should stop defending him, you dumb people. He is evil. Stop blaming it on the Titans, whose fault it is. It's Newton's fault for releasing them in the first place. The Titans didn't do anything wrong. They only were kept in the container, and then Newton released them, making him personally responsible for everything they do. Like I said in the beginning, how I'll be charging him for his crimes, because he released them. They were kept in captivity until he released them, so everything is Newton's fault in this case. So everything you try to do to soften the blow that Newton is not a bad guy, he's just a victim, no. Miss me with that bull poop. He is guilty.
You must find and defeat third Titan before time runs out for all of us.
In Bunkum Lagoon, we show up and we find the queen of Bunkum Lagoon. She's being terrorized by the purple ninny, as she says, and he illegally entered in this area too. So I'm going to charge him accordingly as well. As we ascend above Bunkum Lagoon, she asks if we would survive if she pushed us off, but probably not. But she says Bunkum heroes will soon be reunited, and she must maintain her royal composure. So we're literally minding our own business, flying to find Swoop wherever he is in the sky, and then Newton shows up. And then he says it's a perfect day for target practice. and then he shoots a bomb at us. But how his bomb was aimed, he specifically aimed for me and shot me specifically off the flying ship. Meaning that he purposely wanted to only get me to kill. If not for Swoop, I would have died. So, I'll be charging him for that as well, as another murder attempt on my life. And considering the fact that he wants to be friends with me after this situation, no, I'm not gonna be your friend after this. Like I talked to the Collector, kidnapping me and trying to kill me is not ways you get friends. Ever. And Newton is very upset that I survived because Swoop saved me. Jerk. Newton says to Swoop that you'll pay for this, bird brain, which borders on a death threat. And now Swoop needs to beat Newton's big badonkadonk in order to save Bunkum. The level itself of the flying caravan is hard on its own, but then Newton shows up and has now threatened to turn Swoop into a feather duster, which actually is a death threat, and sends the bombs after me to try to kill me. But I have to use the bombs to... Oh wait, I died in that video. Okay, and then I basically have to get the bomb, wait for it to go off, and have to use his own bombs to get me. Once that was over, I have to avoid all his death traps. I said strip throats. No. I had to dodge all these dangerous objects he caused to fall on me. Oh wait, it died there. Man, that was hard. He makes a whole bunch of death traps here to try to kill me. All around, I have to kind of fly around the stuff. Like, he probably made all the stuff try to kill me and stuff, because I never seen anything like this before, because it was more easy in my train thing. And I have to basically... He tries to entrap me, do a lot of things around here. It's like, it was a very hard level, to be honest. Because I'm supposed to be learning and train how to fly, and he's not making it easy for me. It's like, I have to touch that button, and have to get out of here, and, okay, swoop down, and go. Oh my goodness, I almost died there. That was a close one. And I have to keep going, and he drops these deadly swords at me. Like, he really wants to kill me, and it's really strange that I'm supposed to see that he's a victim when he basically was aware of what these things would do. Ugh. So now I got this, and I have to go up this tube. I like Tube Racer. That was a community level in the first Little Big Planet game. That was fun. Couldn't beat that level though. It go past this deadly electric wheel. Ugh. I don't know like how much damage he really caused to begin with, but this thing is inexcusable. Where he actually pulls this wall of deadly spikes to basically try to kill me. And as he's doing that, he has these deadly traps also, trying to kill me up ahead. So there's a deadly trap behind, there's a deadly trap up ahead. So they kind of move past all of this. Oh man. Man, this level was very difficult. And he says I cheated, but you are causing my death. In Bunkum Lagoon, Newton makes a giant fortress that looks like his face on spiral legs, but inside, he imprisons the creative heart that pumps out creativity for all Little Big Planets. And the weirdest thing is that Newton made this fortress in the center of Bunkum Lagoon. You couldn't have picked a worse spot for your fortress to be. It's as if you want to be caught at this point. Once inside the fortress, we chase Newton. I'm on Swoop, and then we corner him, where he has nowhere to go. Once he was confronted, he puts on a whole act, like we've got him. And he says, how could I, the Magisphere's finest creator, hope to outwit a team of perilous heroes? I feel a deep woe inside my breast. So he's playing us up, and he's acting all innocent, when he actually has something for me. And then he traps me in like suspended animation. And he says I was always better than you. You and your bunkum chums can't hold a candle to my creative genius that you stole. So he stole me again. Back off. You wouldn't want your little chum to get vaporized, would you? Hey, don't try and stop me. This fortress is impregnable. I designed it myself. But then, of course, since he was never a creator and he stole things from others, of course this thing falls apart. As I already went over with my collector video, for if he was charged for his crimes, this lab, workplace, thing, fortress, is very dangerous, and has all these dangerous weapons, machines, and the like. So this would violate so many OSHA laws for having a dangerous working environment. And also, if you see in the back, the collector has been possessed. And in fact, almost everybody in his workplace is being possessed and been like programmed with like a purple chip or something. So I would call that mass enslavement and dangerous work environments. Also, I'll charge her for attempted murder even, because if Newton wins, they're never coming back. After all the power is finally gone from my imprisonment, I'm finally freed by my friends, and then he finds me again. It says, all the heroes have found their fallen leader. It won't do you any good. You all fall here together. So he's planning to kill me again with the last Titan. And then with that, he passes out at last. And then we see inside Newton's head what he actually feels. And the Titan says, you're nothing. Nothing. All you are is a big embarrassment. Look at me, I'm Newton. Everything I make turns out rubbish. Well, the Titan's not wrong. And he says, no, it doesn't. Well, you haven't made anything. Only the Pumpinator, but it's like, that's not even yours. And then the Titan basically keeps badgering him. I call people my friends, but they laugh at me behind my back. Well, you don't deserve friends when you kidnap people, Newton. Look at the mirror. What do you think? So Titan is actually saying all the truth actually against Newton. And then Newton finally gets a backbone to talk against the Titan and says, you are a big blooming bully. Only when the Titan is out of the system, that's when you finally fight back. That is actually embarrassing. You didn't do anything. You did nothing, Newton. Like, seriously. Lloyd from Ninjago did more than you when it was Moro possessing his body in the Ninjago episode. Seriously, Newton didn't do anything. He only fought the Titan when it's already out of the system. And then he acts like he forgot everything that went on. He knew exactly what he was doing all the time. See, I feel weird. And then he says, oh, what have I done? You released the Titans, knowing of the destruction they will do. So don't give me this act that you didn't know what they were going to do. You know that they were full destruction. It's all your fault, Newton. And don't expect an apology after you try to kill me several times. You're not going to get one, Newton. It's all your faults for all this. You created this, Newton. It's all your faults. And then the last Titan is before him. And then Newton has a bright idea to say, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size? As if the Titan will just be like, okay, I'll just pick on someone else. You see, it's a show no fear. And then he gets swallowed. Yes, eat him. That's what he deserves. No mercy for the stupid. Seriously. He caused all this situation, so he deserves to be eaten by the very thing he released. But then Sackboy jumps in to save him. Ugh, no, let him be digested. And now we have to fight the last Titan. Thanks for nothing, Newton. You didn't do anything, so that's not saving the world, because he didn't do anything. He cannot be pardoned of his crimes, because he didn't even help. Now we're on a threshold of the final boss, and you have to avoid the corners, because there's like weird buzzsaws, and you have to jump as Toggle to smash through the glass and shrink in time, and jump and grow in time, not fall off the edge into this weird green liquid. And then we get the bomb, and you have to put it between the grooves of his teeth, and then get out of the way. The second time trying to kill me is with its teeth. Its ugly yellow teeth. Man, he really needs a brush. And then you have to avoid it in steps. And then it comes down like the devil's tattoo. You're drumming your fingers. So you have to kind of jump out in time. So that was another attempt on my life. And then next tries to use the same thing again. Those orange blocks. Grow in time, shrink in time, and then you have to jump on the bounce pad to get out of the way entirely. Man, it tries to kill you hard. This was the hardest level for me. But then once you figure out the pattern, it kind of gets easier to actually beat this thing. And then it starts falling apart. It's on the last lap. You have to avoid the teeth as you're avoiding these weird spiky logs. Like some kind of like drill bits. I don't understand what this is. And avoiding those nasty teeth. Oh my goodness. What did you even eat? Disgusting. And once you avoid all the teeth and then the sharp logs, then you have to do the last final thing. That comes very fast. You have to shrink in time, grow in time, and then dodge the thing. And oh no. Drats. Oh, he died. Okay, and then actually made it to the next stage. And then this comes down to this final move to put the bomb down his throat. Over the lips and past the gum. Look out, tummy, here it comes. And now as Swoop, I'm now flying down his throat to make sure the bomb gets there. And how to dodge this weird esophagus thing and these yellow orbs. I died several times in this situation. I'm gonna count all this thing as an attempted murder as they move forward. And I place a bomb deeper into his body. As Sackboy, I'm trying to find Newton and save him from the Titan's belly. And there's a lot of traps around, which I'll be charging him for such. Oh, man died here. And then Newton is okay. He's fine in the little boats. Nothing happened to him while he was being eaten by the Titan. He somehow found a boat and he's fine. Ugh. Rats. This guy deserves to be eaten by the Titan. I shouldn't be rescuing him. And then he says, the water's rising. We need to get out of here. So as I get out of the Titan, after it's gonna blow, then we bust out of this creature as it collapses, and the whole Newton spider creature explodes. And then we put the Titan in the Earl Grey container. The last Titan. We save the day. And then Newton says, oh, come on, chums. Let's get out of here. Like, Newton didn't do anything. Again. And then we jump out of the eyeball of Newton's spider fortress. The whole thing explodes, and then the heart bursts out, spraying the creativity all around. But as for us, we're falling to our deaths. But Swoop can fly. So I don't know why Swoop is struggling to fly, if literally he can fly. But he can only carry one of us, so we're toast. And then all of a sudden, like, Newton's dad shows up out of nowhere and figures out that Newton's the cause of all this. Papa? What'd I say about the Titans, Newton? I don't remember there being a strict rule. Liar. Liar! Newton? Cool. Be able to continue this at home. Wrong. You have to arrest your own son and sentence him to death because he has released the Titans, knowing the destruction they would do, and imprisoned the creative hearts. All this is bad. And as everything pans to normal, like all the creativity goes back to all the lands where it belongs to, Newton has to pay in damages for all the things he destroyed with the Titans' help. And when he says there was not a strict rule, he's lying because his mother told him, remember what your dad said, so you were reminded of what you shouldn't do. Anyway, and at the very last scene of the game, we see Newton make a portal to send us back home, and I'm never coming back. And like the Collector, I'm not gonna be your friend. Ever. For you kidnapping me and trying to kill me. Several times. No. Off with his head. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this, please subscribe and consider telling your friends and family about this channel. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, please watch another one, because it helps YouTube algorithm know that my views are being watched. and the engagement should go up. Please help this video to reach 1,000 subscribers. Things are going to get bigger and better on my channel moving forward, and if you would like to give, go through my PayPal link or my Cash App link to donate to this channel if you want something done. I just want to thank you for helping me get this far. It means the world to me to have all your supports. God bless you all, and I shall see you again next time.